If you're a college student right now and somehow you didn't know that you need an internship, you need an internship. Last month in April, I did a short college series, and this month in May, we're going to be talking about internships. We all know that internships are really important, and in this video, I'm going to answer some common questions about internships and give you some tips on finding your next internship. I'll also talk briefly about how the internship landscape is being affected by Corona and how you can successfully navigate this current landscape. If any questions come up when you're watching this, feel free to leave it in the comments below and I will try my best to answer it. Internships are one of those things that everybody thinks about, wants, and knows they should probably get at some point. So what's an internship? Why are they important? Internships are important nowadays because getting a job out of graduation is becoming more competitive. Employers are really looking to see that you have some level of experience. Internships are also really important in helping you determine what you actually want to be doing after you graduate college. Getting a variety of internship experiences can definitely help you navigate different options and opportunities that you might want to pursue in the future. And internships are also really exciting and a great way to meet new friends and gain some mentors. There's a lot of different kinds of internships out there, some of the main distinctions being paid versus unpaid internships and summer versus school year internships. But the application process and the way you should go about evaluating these internships is roughly the same. A really common question is, what is the right time to get an internship? I would generally say that the earlier you can get an internship, the better, because that's more to put on your resume and it also just gives you more exposure to different companies. I would say to start prioritizing and really focusing on your internship search for your sophomore year summer. If you can get one as a freshman in college, that's fantastic. If you can get an internship in high school, that's fantastic. Another common question is, where do I go about finding and applying to internships? Well, there's a whole truckload of resources out there, but I'll list off some of the common ones and some of the ones that have worked the best in my experience. There's general job search portals like LinkedIn and Indeed that offer a lot of opportunities. That's definitely a good place to start. If you're a college student right now, a lot of universities actually have their own job search portals. When I went to UCLA, we had Handshake, which is what I think most colleges are using now. And the great thing about those is that employers will most likely list exactly what they're looking for in terms of GPA requirements, school year, and they'll be specifically looking for students in your college. That's definitely an internship resource that you want to be utilizing. Among my friends, most of them have actually gotten their jobs and internships through our school portal. Networking is also a great way to learn about internship opportunities. Your school might have a career center. Your school might set up career fairs where they invite different employers to come in. Your school might also have different clubs that collaborate with employers in their related field, and those employers might come on campus, give presentations. Then there are also industry-specific internship sites. There's one that I've been following a while called Intern Queen. There's a website called AngelList, which exclusively features startup opportunities. If you're interested in fashion or PR, there's a website called freefashioninternships.com, and that's a great resource for finding internships in the fashion industry. You can also hear about internship opportunities through social media. If there's a company that you really like or want to potentially intern for, sometimes they'll actually post on social media new internship or hiring opportunities. I actually interned as a creative intern for 88 Rising as a sophomore at UCLA, and they basically posted a picture on Facebook saying that they were looking for interns, and I applied to it after I saw that post, and I actually got the internship through that. So yeah, you can definitely find and get internships through social media. Okay, now I want to give some real talk on finding an internship. The internship pool is very, very competitive. Most students will probably apply to a range of 30 to 100 internships before they actually get a few options that they're happy with. The key takeaway here is to have realistic expectations when you're going about your internship search, not expecting that you're going to get the first internship that you apply for. There were times in college where I applied and wrote individual cover letters to 40 different companies and only got interviews from 1 or 2 of those companies. Don't be discouraged if you're not getting good returns at first. If you keep applying, eventually you'll get one. Sometimes it does come down to a numbers game, especially if you're applying for more big name companies. Don't give up and just keep applying to a ton of them. You can keep your internship search organized on a Google Excel or in a notebook, and that can help you track your progress and remind you when it would be a good time to follow up about your application. If you're in your earlier years of college, like let's say you're a college freshman or you're looking for your first internship, your best bet is academic merit and also being involved in activities around you. By academic merit, I mean basically having the highest GPA that you can possibly maintain, because when you don't have a lot of experience on your resume or when you're a college freshman, there's really not so much that companies can evaluate you on, so most of the time they're just going to judge you based on your GPA. So the higher you can keep your GPA, the more likely that you'll find a really good internship. It's also a great idea to join some clubs as a freshman and try to get some leadership roles or extra involvement in those clubs so that you can write about that experience on your resume. That can help you stand out to employers, especially if the club is in a related industry. One more tip is that you can actually set up meetings and ask around amongst older friends. They might have graduated from past internships but still keep in touch with their bosses in those jobs. I've passed down a couple of internship opportunities to my younger friends, so that's definitely worth an option too if you're a freshman or a sophomore. Or even if you're looking for your first full-time role out of college. A quick note on unpaid and paid internship. Normally, more structured corporate internship programs are going to be paid. Unpaid internships are definitely still really great experience. Some smaller companies might not have the budget to pay their interns, but they might be looking to expand their team in the near future. There are also certain fields where unpaid internships are more of the norm. Like when I was in LA, a lot of the PR, fashion, and music internships were notoriously unpaid. Keep that in mind as well. If you're working for a small company that pays their interns, those companies really value your time. They're probably a great company. So just remember to be doubly appreciative of that. Internships are usually not going to ask you to pay anything out of pocket. If you're applying for a job or an internship that's asking you to pay for a certain learning material, or they say they'll compensate you, but they expect you to put down a payment first, that's usually a sign that it's a scam. And as horrible as it is, there are companies out there that try to take advantage of students who are looking for internships. I just applied to whatever internships seemed interesting to me. Especially in my earlier years of college, I looked at a variety of different industries and roles and really just applied to whatever piqued my interest. A couple of guiding questions that you can ask yourself when evaluating different internships are: what kind of work products will I have at the end of this that I can demonstrate to future employers? Will I be net losing or gaining by taking this internship? How could this possibly relate to what I want to be doing? If there are a few different career fields that you're curious about, I would definitely apply to as many internships across all of those fields. Throughout the process of interning, you can really discover how much you truly enjoy the work that people do in that field. I genuinely think that any internship experience is valuable. Looking back at my resume, I feel like I learned something about myself and about what I want to do in each of those internship experiences. And I worked for a variety of different internships. Some were unpaid, some were remote, some were more structured, but each of those different experiences taught me something, introduced me to a lot of cool people, and also usually taught me a few practical skills. So on a closing note for this video, I want to briefly address the coronavirus situation, and I know it's impacting a ton of people's job searches. So if you're looking for an internship right now, I know it might feel like the odds are against you in terms of employment, but employers out there are struggling as well. It would be really memorable to them if you actually were able to help them out in a stressful time like this. Although a lot of things did get screwed up by this whole pandemic situation, there is opportunity in every single situation. So keep looking, keep trying, and be a little creative if you have to. I'm posting a video soon on how to get ready for a Zoom interview, how you should present yourself, appearance, and dress-wise to make a killer impression on your employer. If right now you are too stressed to re-look or continue looking for an internship, I totally understand that as well, and you don't actually have to force yourself to do that right now. The entire business landscape has slowed down as a result of the pandemic, most industries at least. And outside of being an intern, there are a lot of other ways ways that you can still be getting ahead in your career. So a few examples are developing technical skills. There are some technical skills, Excel or Microsoft Suite, that employers really value. Some can be more industry specific, like R or Stata. For writing, it could be style manuals, elements of style. For marketing, it could be learning how to run different ad campaigns. Another thing that you could be doing is previewing the long-term path of your industry. For some industries, there's a lot of stuff that you have to do beyond college. During college, we can get so busy that it's hard to put time into looking at what you'll need to be doing in the future. So you can preview industry requirements or start getting ahead on studying for certain exams. For example, if you want to be an accountant, you could start studying for the CPA or any other serious tests. If you're too overwhelmed to look for internships right now, this could be a good time to start preparing for what you need in those future career paths. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I will try to answer them. For the rest of this month, I'll be posting more internship related content, so definitely subscribe if you don't want to miss out on that. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next Friday.